Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel and like the content, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos. In today's video, I'm going to do a countdown of my top 5 picks for diver watches for under $200. There are a lot of great choices in this price category. It's probably one of my favorite price categories for diver watches. I myself am a big fan of diver watches, so I'm excited to get this video started. Now, before we start the countdown, just want to let you know the way it's going to work. So these watches are not necessarily in the order that I prefer them, but it's more of an order of price. So I'm going to start at number 5 at the least expensive and work my way up or down, in this case, I guess, to number 1, and that's going to be the most expensive at $200. So let's get started. Number 5, Casio Duro. At 40 bucks, you can't go wrong with this watch. Well-respected brand, Casio. At that price, you know exactly what you're buying. Sometimes in this price range, when you recommend watches, it's kind of a hit or miss. With Casio, you know exactly what you're buying and you're buying quality. Sure, it's the only quartz movement watch on the list, so you're not getting automatic at this price point, but you still get the 200 meters of water resistance, a stainless steel case, and that diver bezel, unidirectional, I think 60 clicks, very solid, and the watch looks great. It doesn't look like a 40 bucks watch. It comes on a rubber strap. The rubber strap is comfortable. One thing to keep in mind though, this watch is a bit on the larger side. It comes in a 44 millimeter case, so if you have a smaller wrist, maybe look at other watches on this list. But at 40 bucks, this watch offers a complete package, so it is my number 5 choice. Number 4, we have Vostok Amphibia. Guys, if you have followed my channel for a while, you know that this watch was gonna make it onto this list. At $50 to $60, it's priced perfectly and it offers a fantastic set of specs for that price. Now, what does it offer that the Casio Duro doesn't? Well, for the extra $20 to $30 that you pay for the Vostok Amphibia, you get an automatic movement. Not only that, you get an in-house automatic movement, very robust, very reliable. On top of all of that, you still get the 200 meters of water resistance, probably some might argue even more than 200 meters of water resistance. The engineering behind it is very clever. Basically, these watches were developed in 1960s on the request of Russian army. Of course, Vostok is a Russian brand and Russian watch because in 1960s USSR, the Soviet Union, was closed off from the rest of the world, so they didn't want to buy any of the patents of existing diver watches and they wanted to develop their own. The byproduct of that is genius design, ingenious solution to the problem, where the more pressure you apply to the watch, the more water resistant it gets. I will go into these details in a full review of this watch, but if you're curious, read up the history behind the watch because it's very fascinating. We also have the acrylic crystal, domed, looks incredible, gives a very strong vintage retro vibes. And this watch comes in a variety of different cases, different case shapes, different case sizes, different dial variations, as well as different bezel variations. If that wasn't enough, you can also modify your watch to make it your very own. There is a huge online modding community for these watches. People replace crystals, people replace bezels, different dials, different set of hands, different crowns, mix and mash to make your own super unique watch the way you like it. At $50 to $60, you can't go wrong with Vostok Amphibia. Number 3, Invicta Pro Diver. Now, before you click off this video or skip forward, let me explain. Yes, it is a Rolex Submariner homage, one of the most iconic diver watches out there. But it's so much more than that. At $100 price point, you get a Seiko NH35 movement, which is of course hacking and hand winding, well respected, can run for years without needing service. You get an all stainless steel case with a stainless steel bracelet. The bracelet isn't half bad. It's actually a pretty good quality bracelet. The finishes on the watch are also of a very good quality. You still get the 200 meters of water resistance. The watch looks impeccable on the wrist. Of course, it's paying homage to or copying the design of Rolex Submariner, so it should. The size is great at 40 millimeters, so it would fit all sizes of wrists. Overall package that this watch offers at $100 is fantastic value for money. So if you're looking for a diver watch for under $100 or even $200, you should definitely give Invicta Pro Diver a thought. At number 2, we have Orient Mako 2 and Orient Ray 2. Now, why are there two watches in number 2 position? Well, basically these watches are kind of like twins. They're pretty much identical underneath, just offer slightly different design cues and slightly different finishes and functions. For example, Ray 2 has a better lume than Mako 2. Looking at the dials are a little bit different. Now, of course, these watches also come in a variety of different colors. You can go with blue, black, I've seen some green. So there is a bit of variation in terms of choice for these watches. Underneath, you will find an in-house Orient caliber F69 automatic movement, which is of course hand winding and hacking. Now, for 150 bucks, you get a very reliable movement, stainless steel case, mineral crystal, unfortunately no sapphire at this price point, unidirectional, 120 click bezel. The bezel action is very solid, very satisfying. The watch still offers 200 meters of water resistance, and the stainless steel bracelet that the watch comes on isn't half bad. It offers solid links, of course has hollow end links, and the clasp is a bit on the iffy side, but the overall package that this watch offers for only $150 deserves a serious consideration. And number 1, Seiko SKX. Guys, of course it's Seiko SKX. Everyone talks about this watch. I mean, all the watch channels cannot stop raving about it. So it cuts right at $200 mark. It offers great set of specs. The only negative really with the watch is that movement. So it has the automatic 7S26 movement, which in my opinion is a bit outdated because it doesn't offer hacking and hand winding. On the other hand, it is very reliable movement, doesn't need much servicing. These movements can go for 10 to 15 years without needing any service, so saves you some money there. The watch offers 200 meters of water resistance. You can choose one either on a rubber strap or on a stainless steel bracelet. I would go actually for the Jubilee style stainless steel bracelet. I don't know why they have such a bad reputation. In my opinion, they're fantastic bracelets, and they are super comfortable if you size them correctly. Has a 42 millimeter cushion style case, fits all wrist sizes. However, if you wanted something a little smaller, if you have a wrist that's under, let's say, 6 inches, you can go for the SKX 013. This watch comes in at about 38 millimeters. So it offers the same set of specs, the same incredible value, just at a smaller case size. Now, if you were to go for the larger SKX, there is the choice between SKX 007 and the SKX 009. My favorite is actually the SKX 009, that Pepsi bezel, the blue dial. I love it. I love how vintage, how retro it looks. Of course, this lens was introduced in 1980s, and Seiko as a brand is very iconic, well known, and this watch has a cult following on its own. Another special thing about this watch is the ISO certification. So this watch has been properly tested and certified to be a proper diver watch at 200 meters of water resistance. Now, whether you need that or not, that's a question for another video, but you can be very confident taking this watch underwater, going swimming with it, even diving, because it is certified diver's watch. All right, guys, so those were my top 5 diver watches for under $200. Now, if I were to choose one of these watches, just one to buy for under $200, can you guess which one I would choose? I'll give you 1, 2, 3 seconds. I would choose Orient Mako 2. I just recently did an unboxing of this watch and I'm super impressed. Maybe it's the honeymoon phase speaking, but I love this watch. I mean, the specs that it offers, the finishes, the design, it's all there. It's very unique looking, nothing like it out there, and it's only $150. So if your budget is 200 bucks, you still save 50 bucks and you can buy something else. You can buy an Amphibia as well, or you can save that money towards a different watch or buy one of the Chinese specials. So that would be my number one recommendation if you only were to buy one diver watch for under $200. Sure, it doesn't have the ISO certification like the Seiko SKX does, but let's be honest, most of us are not gonna go diving with our diver watches. The most we'll probably do is snorkeling, and how deep do we really go? Maybe 3 meters, maybe not even that. So that would be my choice. However, if you choose any one of these 5 watches, in my personal opinion, you can't go wrong. They all offer great value for money, great looks. 4 of them are unique designed, except for, of course, Invicta Pro Diver. But either way, all great watches. I appreciate you watching until the end. Please leave a comment. Let me know what are your top 5 watches for under $200. Top 5 diver watches under $200. I'm very curious, and of course I'm always looking at the comments, I'm paying attention, because that gives me ideas and that inspires me. Also, let me know, out of the 5, what is your number 1 pick? What is the watch that you would buy if you could only buy one watch? Does it make sense? I think so. So leave your top 5, but choose what is your top pick. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.